Hey, welcome. Welcome back. Alright, shall we clean up a little more before we go into the Deep Roads? Deep Roads is a big deal. We don't have to scratch every little thing off the list. But maybe there's a couple more bigger story beats we want to hit. Just a few. A few of them are right here.
Him. Please.
Thank you, KG.
Can you help me? My brother.
Don't worry. Helping people and killing people are what I'm best at.
I hope there will be no call to kill anyone, Sarah. Karen was always so devout, so idealistic. He was so proud when the Templars accepted him. I pleaded with him not to join the Order, but he wouldn't listen. You hear dark rumors about the Templars and Knight Commander Meredith. And now my brother is gone.
What do people say about Knight Commander Meredith?
Oh, she has many admirers. They laud the service she does in keeping the mages in check. But others say she is terribly fierce and utterly without pity, that she sees demons everywhere. It is dangerous even to whisper such things.
Yeah, KG, I think that's what we'll do.
What have you heard about the Templars?
People harboring escaped mages just disappear. Templars interrogate and threaten passers-by. My friend has a cousin who's a mage, and she says he was made tranquil against his will. You hear more with every passing day.
So you think the Templars, what, killed and ate your brother?
Maker forbid. I don't know what happened. He just stopped writing me. I tried to see him, but Knight Commander Meredith threw me out. They won't tell me anything.
Your brother may indeed be in trouble. What can I do for you?
Perchance. In your journeys, if you
Hawk runs a
find
little hot
yourself in
and
the
cold.
gallows, ask the other recruits, Wilmerd and Hugh, about my brother. They were Karen's closest friends in the Order. If anyone knows where he is, it's them. Maker bless you and watch after you in this endeavor.
Actually, a main quest. What started as rumor was a plot quest. Templar recruits in the gallows courtyard find out what happened to Karen. I remember that one, actually. Part of it. We should definitely do these things before going into the Deep Roads. But we got... I went in saying we'll get to the Deep Roads today. Yesterday I said tomorrow we'll be going to the Deep Roads. Please let us get to the Deep Roads. We could rush it and go there now, but why? We've got things to do. Things to do. By the way, Varric has heard rumors that some in the Chantry have been making quiet inquiries around Lowtown about the Kunari. No one seems willing to talk about it. Head to the docks, speaking of Kunari. Gallows. Back to Lowtown's Hanged Man Pub, talk to Isabella, and Fenris. We're close to that, aren't we? We haven't picked him up. Okay. More and more. So where was Fenris's place, though? Here on the map. Very close. Around the corner. Deep Roads takes us into the second act of the game, so what KG is talking about probably is getting some things done that will affect what happens in the second act. If we don't do those quests, it will be different from if we do. That's exactly what I was wondering about. What matters most before going
Mess
into
with
the
the
deep
bull,
roads.
you'll get the horns.
Damn. Bull comes out of nowhere and knocks everybody down. What's up, Bull? Yeah, it scared me a little bit. In a good way. Imperial Chantry. There are those who would tell you that the Chantry is the same everywhere as it is here, that the divine in Val Royeaux reigns supreme in the eyes of the Maker, that this fact is unquestioned throughout Thedas. Do not believe it. The Maker's second commandment, magic must serve man, not rule over him, never held the same meaning within the ancient Tevinter Imperium as it did elsewhere. The Chantry there interpreted the rule as meaning that the mages should never control the minds of other men, and that otherwise their magic should benefit the rulers of men as much as possible. The clerics of Tevinter altered the Chant of Light to reflect this interpretation of the commandment. The divine in Val Royeaux ordered the clerics to revert to the original chant. They refused, claiming corruption within Val Royeaux, an argument that grew until, in 487 Towers, the Chantry in Tevinter elected its own legitimate and uncorrupted Divine Valhel, who was not only male, but happened to be one of the most prominent members of the Tevinter Circle of the Magi. This Black Divine was reviled outside Tevinter, his existence an offense to the Chantry in Val Royeaux. After 4 exalted marches to dislodge these rebels, all that the Chantry in Val Royeaux accomplished was to cement the separation. While most aspects of the Imperial Chantry's teachings are the same, prohibitions against magic have been weakened, and male priests have become more prevalent. The Circle of the Magi today rules Tevinter directly, ever since Archon Nomarin was elected in 734 Storm, directly from the ranks of the Enchanters, to great applause from the public. He dispensed with the old rules forbidding mages from taking part in politics, and within a century, the true rulers within the various imperial houses, the mages, took their places openly within the government. The Imperial Divine is now always drawn from one of the ranks of the First Enchanters and operates as Divine and Grand Enchanter both. This is utter heresy to any member of the Chantry outside of Tevinter, a return to the days of the Magisters which brought the blights down upon us. But it exists, and even though we have left the Tevinter Imperium to the mercies of the dread Qunari, still they have endured. Further confrontation between the Black Divine and our so-called White Divine is inevitable. From Edicts of the Black Divine by Father David of Conaris. Carinas. 811 blessed. Ashura, how are you doing? History of Kirkwall. There's the missing chapter 3. Really? More reading right now? Game likes to put books next to books. We hear you like reading books, so we put some books with your books. Had 1, 2, and 4. You've not found chapter 3 until now. Qunari first thundered into Kirkwall from 5 in 756 Storm. Good lord. During the last of the new exalted marches. The collected nations of Thedas were attempting to drive the Qunari from the northern mainland once and for all. Qunari armies were on the retreat, but in a desperate gamble, their fleet circled around the Amaranthine coast and landed a great force near the Marcher city of Ostwick. Their plan was to overwhelm the Marcher cities of Starkhaven and Kirkwall, Starkhaven to block the roads leading north, and Kirkwall to block ships on the Waking Sea coming from Orlais. All in an effort to deny supplies to the Thedas armies assaulting Ravane. The attack on Starkhaven eventually failed, but Kirkwall was attacked in a daring night raid where the Qunari used their leashed Zarebus mages in an unprecedented display of sorcery. The walls were torn down and the city was taken, and for the next 4 years, Kirkwall endured the most brutal occupation in its history. Writings from that time are scarce. It was not until after the city was freed that the Qunari's deeds came to light. Children taken from families, forced conversion to the Kunari religion, and brutal labor camps. It's ironic that the old slave quarters of Lowtown, still intact after centuries, provided the perfect means for the Kunari to control the city's people. And the famous Orlesian chevalier, Sir Michael Lafelle rode into the city after finally defeating the Kunari defenders. He wrote, "Kirkwall is full of people with empty eyes that have had all independent thought driven from them." When Lafelle was appointed the city's first Viscount by the Emperor in 760 Storm, he made it his mission to undo the religious conditioning. The Lafelle bloodline remained popular enough that when the city finally rebelled against Orlesian rule in 805, Blessed Viscount remained the enduring title for Kirkwall's rulers, despite its origin.
Egregio Pavali. There are 6 bottles in the cellar. Denarius used to have me pour it for his guests. My appearance intimidated them, he said, which he enjoyed.
Nothing like a bit of fear with your wine.
That's what Denarius used to say. It's good I can still take pleasure in the small things.
You could have offered me a glass first, you know.
There's more, if you're really interested.
Why not?
Perish the thought. How else would you redecorate the walls?
I've wanted to leave my past behind me, but it won't stay there. Tell me, have you never wanted to return to Ferelden?
I grew up in Ferelden. It will always be my home.
The Blight is over. You could rebuild what you lost. Do you truly not want to?
Even if I wanted to. Kirkwall is my home now.
Having a place where you can put down roots, I understand. Still, to have the option must be gratifying.
You've been on the run a long time then.
3 years now. Denarius has a way of finding me. Perhaps it is the markings. Whatever the means, it never takes him long to follow. This is the first time I've given him reason to pause. I suppose there are advantages in numbers.
We're not trying to start something with Fenris. In fact, it's BioWare. I'm a little worried. You say the wrong thing, he gets the wrong idea. Next thing you know, Meryl's all upset. I don't want Meryl to be upset. You wouldn't like her when she's upset. I like her when she's cute and friendly and flirty. Oh, I'm with Hawk.
Do you intend to keep living here?
I haven't decided. For now, it's as good as any other place. I would return to Saharan if I could,
Star,
but
sure, we'll see in a bit.
there is no life for me
Have
there.
fun.
Is that where you're from?
So I've been told.
Probably. Let me get your message, and not a measurable amount.
Were you very young when you left then?
Perhaps.
Who is this, Sten? Perhaps. Nice answer.
Sounds like a tough situation.
I'm not made of glass. I should thank you again for helping me against the hunters.
Yes, you should.
Had I known Anso would find me a woman so capable, I might have asked him to look sooner.
It turned out well enough.
It did at that. I will not keep you longer. Another time, perhaps.
KG romancing Meryl. What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that? She has an interesting, I don't want to get ahead of it all, but she has, interesting, what I mean, she has a simplicity to her love for Hawke that is, world is complicated. Everybody's in a mess, everybody's in conflict, and sometimes it's good just to appreciate the simple things. Meryl does a good job of that. It's not a complicated relationship. She's with Hawke. It focuses her life. The world swirls around her, everything's a mess, and she's got Hawke at the center of her world. And there's just something really pure about that, and it's really easy to appreciate, I think. Adventures of the Black Fox. Born Lord Remy Vascal in 863 Blessed, the Black Fox was a dashing thief and rogue who went on to inspire so many tales of his exploits that it is nearly impossible to determine today which are true and which are merely fabricated legend. Despite coming from nobility, he has become something of a hero of the common people. His initial exploits involved ridiculing the tyrannical and powerful Lord of Valshevin. Wearing a mask, he would appear in public and disrupt the Lord's plans to the point that the Lord angrily put a huge bounty on the life of this cunning fox. Origin of the nickname, which stuck. The primary bounty hunter who took the job, Carolus, ended up becoming Remy's lifelong partner in crime, only after nearly killing him several times. It is one of the most popular tales told in taverns today. The story is often exaggerated to make Remy appear initially buffoonish, until Carolus becomes so furious at the Black Fox's inexplicable ability to survive that the cunning Remy gains the upper hand, which impresses Carolus so much that the bounty hunter joins him. After years of terrorizing the Lord's men and foiling his tax collectors, a favorite pastime of Remy's, according to the Orlesian commoners, Remy was supposedly betrayed by his lover, Servana de Montfort, some versions of the tale a mage of the Circle no less, and captured. After more than a year of torture, Remy was rescued from a prison by his compatriots, including a repentant Servana, and together they escaped Orlais. This period of Remy's adventures, he appears almost everywhere in Thedas. As his legend grew, more innkeepers and merchants were happy to claim that the Black Fox had visited their village or establishment and performed some legendary feat. I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel. If the tales are to be believed, Remy led the Lord's men on a merry chase. He became embroiled in political intrigue in Navarra, was hunted by the crows of Antiva, and then kidnapped by a powerful mage in Tevinter. In each situation, Remy escaped death at the last moment, foiled the evildoer, and improved life for the poor and downtrodden. Then, inevitably, he rejoined his band of adventurers and moved on to the wise dwarf Bolek and the tempestuous knight Sir Clementis have each spawned their own individual legends over the years. I missed the line. Moved on to the next land, his companions Carolus and Servana, the wise dwarf Bolek, and the tempestuous knight Sir Clementis have each spawned their own individual legends over. The stories all agree that at some point the Black Fox disappeared. He and his fellow adventurers voyaged into the heart of the Arlathan forest, seeking the sunken city of the elves, and never returned. Many more are the tales that expand on what ultimately happened to them in that forest, and postulate on how they could someday be rescued. Woof! That was a long one. Can we gather our party and go? Now. You know what I discovered? KG, you might have been lurking and playing at the same time. I'd never met Fenris until today. I'd always seen the name and wondered how I had missed this whole character. And bait and switch. I have this weird, stubborn, I never do bait and switch because I can't even remember why. And today we did it, and I still can't remember why. There was something I didn't like, I guess, about meeting the dwarf, but what's wrong with the dwarf? Nothing. Nothing I could figure out today. Apparently I've never met Fenris until today. It is what it is. What's next? Isabella at the pub. With the mug of beer. You could murder someone with a mug of beer. I feel sure of it. Not marked, huh? Wait. Hangman, High Town, Low Town, Low Town.
What?
Just wondering if the feathered pauldrons are an essential part of the moody rebel mage persona.
What are you talking about?
I'm working on an epic poem about a hopelessly romantic apostate, waging an epic struggle against forces he can't possibly defeat.
What do you mean, can't possibly defeat?
Well, it's not a good story unless the hero dies.
No, Shamrock Mike, what's up? No, first week of college. Ah, man, sophomore year, here you go. Justice. What's up, everyone? Sorry, I'm missing some people coming in. Yeah, people getting back to school, huh? There's gonna be a lot of that. August 30th. What's the latest people are getting back to school in different places? A few weeks, everybody will be back in school. Who's got school to go to? There are parts of school I loved. Loved learning.
Maker.
Loved class.
I think he's ignoring me now.
Hated tests.
Hey, is my coin not good enough for you? Oh, Hawk. Thanks for helping me with that little problem I had. You going to buy me a drink to celebrate our victory?
You drink the swill here.
It's an acquired taste. Oh, before I forget, are you still looking for work? Because I have a friend who needs some help.
Doc, thank you for sharing that. Appreciate hearing that very much. Glad you're having a good time. Glad you're appreciating some of what's here. It might be a little different. I do too. We've got an awesome crew in that. And you see it too? Like what's going on? Hearing it is a good thing. I like hearing it from time to time.
Is this a friend or a friend?
I never let him steer my ship, if that's what you're asking. From what I hear, he doesn't have good control of his rudder. His name's Martin. He has a room right here in the Hanged Man. Tell him I sent you. Now, you going to leave me to my drinking or what?
Well, that was complicated. Sell stuff before we eventually go to the deep roads, but since we're not quite there yet, doesn't matter right now. Docks. Let's go to the docks. We've got Kunari and other people to talk to at the docks. That's the gallows. About the docks.
Where did you learn your magic? I mean, you know my feelings on the Circle, but usually it's the only decent training a mage can get.
My father taught me. He was in the Circle once, trained there. But he got away.
You don't know how lucky you were to have someone who loved you and could help you. Most mages would kill for that.
You remind me of him.
Overall, I like the design of the city.
We'll have you squared in no time. Tell your captain.
Still get a little lost.
This fell into my hands.
The city feels
Recognize it.
I had long since paid my debt over this.
big
It's
enough.
grand to see it again.
The areas in the city feel big enough.
These dogs are run tighter than the ship.
The mini-map is about required to navigate, though, and that does, in any game, take something away from it. We just played 24 or 28 hours of The Witcher with no mini-map and HUD to speak of, and it's not like I do that in other games, or have done that in other games. But think about how much when we're playing a
Good work.
RPG and MMO,
Anyway, as long as you treat me
other
square,
games
you'll
too,
be very
we
bad.
follow the little indicators, follow the dot, the glowy thing,
Look
the
at all
map.
elves.
Hey, watch it, lady.
Elf this and elf that. I'll elf your mother.
Elf this and elf that, I'll elf your mother. Ah, okay, new favorite NPC right there. Just, okay, yeah, full stop. That was awesome. Anyways, we follow around the dots on the maps, and it takes us out of the game. So as much as I like the city design, what I find in navigating Kirkwall is I'm just looking at the mini map, going, okay, where is it? My target's over here. I don't think I could do.
Watch out by the Canary compound.
I'll just stop there. But I was gonna say I don't think I could do what I did with The Witcher
I kind of like
here
the Canary.
and make it work.
You always know what they want.
I don't know.
Let me
Just to
pass.
show you off.
I have business with the
They're
dwarf Javaris and your
Good
Arishok.
night.
The short mouth, yes. Enter if you must, Basra.
Ah, my right hand arrives. Summon your Arishok. The bargain is done. About time you showed. I've been here for hours.
Days, actually, but who's counting? Months, maybe. How much time has passed?
Illustrious Arishok, I am here to report that your hated Talvashoth were felled, one and all. Right? Yes, they were. So, I'm ready to open negotiations for the explosive powder, as we agreed.
No.
He's not getting it. Say something.
You arranged this. You deal with it.
Well, you see, it is customary that effort deserves reward. I think I've shown how common need could benefit us both.
You asked for the Gatlock and were refused, so you invented a task and then paid to have it done. You failed your own goal. You have proved your wealth not worth, and Kunari still owe you nothing.
Excellent.
I did his dirty work. That debt stands.
Does it, dwarf?
You said yourself there was no bargain. I'm not getting a sodding thing out of this.
This human did what you could not, something I did not expect of any outsider, and you have involved me. If you made a bargain for the Talvashoth, that debt for their lives will be honored.
Sod it all, take your coin, take whatever. Hornhead Oxman and mongrel donglords, suck your own powder and blow your head off, sod it.
You will leave as well, human. There's no more coin for you here. We have a purpose.
Couldn't resist.
Why do you bother me, human? The dwarf paid you. There is no more.
You're the most interesting person we've met all
Your kind
day.
thinks selfishness and want are normal. This city, all of it, leaves a bad taste.
Seems to me that most of Kirkwall hates you just as much.
Since we arrived, I have seen nothing but greed and weakness. Dwarves, humans, elves, just festering. No order, no goal. You are one of the few I have met with any ability. And yet this too was random, a result of selfishness. I cannot fathom how a mire like this can be justified. We are hated? How do you not hate yourselves and this chaos?
This provides opportunity. A Kunari would understand that. Life glorious and wild. Chaotic. Uncontrollable.
Why would anyone want to change it?
You like it?
It's
Message
a city
coming
of
in.
people living their lives,
Patching it through.
good or ill.
Hello.
Karastan are
For the hosts,
soldiers.
welcome.
The Qun made it so. They can never vary from that assigned path, never be other than they are meant to be. But they are free to choose within that role, to accept and succeed, or deny and die. Glory is clear and defined. You allow chaos for good or ill, but one is clearly superior. Can you see how that certainty would benefit this whole city?
Certainty or slavery? Snarky Hawk is snarky.
Sorry, I find myself distracted by deny and die.
And yet you accept the random violence that plagues this nation. I wonder if the weaker of your citizens would be so close to certainty. Our role may have to change, if the Qun demands. I suspect we are done, human.
You're a long way from home. Why did you come?
To meet a demand of the Qun.
Which was?
It is a matter only the Qunari understand. We remain until we fulfill the demand of the Qun. Or until the demand changes.
I don't think Kirkwall would do well under military rule.
The rule of the Qun is not military. It is discipline and order.
How is that different?
To your limited understanding, it is not. You fear soldiers that arrive to remove your pitiable vices. But they do not control Qunari. The Triumvirate divides and governs. One is nothing without the others.
Can you tell me about the other two parts?
No.
Now you're just being difficult.
I am no more equipped to explain than you are to understand. Arishok, Arigena,
Message coming in.
Qun,
Patching it
pillars
through.
of the Qunari, of the nation
Thank
that
you for the
must
host.
be. There is but one way to know these things, human. And I have yet to decide if it must be done.
They say no again.
How many Qunari have you lost to the Tal Vashoth?
None.
Optimistic, considering my death toll.
We lose nothing when weakness abandons the Qun. It is the Tal Vashoth who have lost themselves.
Nari philosophy is worth your time. Interesting at the least.
I met an honorable one.
Doubtful.
He said he was a mercenary, not a murderer.
Then I know he made no claim to honor. When they sell themselves, little remains. He is not even dead to the Qun. He is a living insult.
You guard your powder carefully.
It is a tool that can only be allowed to exist under the ordered authority of the Qun.
It could benefit many people.
It does now. Just as swords benefit warriors, but are not given to children. Well, your children.
Farewell.
Panahedan, human.
A little bit. The people
Message
of
coming
the
in.
Qun. Hey,
Patch it
Sarah,
through.
thank you for the host. You. More reading. People of the Qun are, perhaps, the least understood group in Thedas. The Qunari Wars were brutal, but so was the Chantry Schism. So was the fall of the Imperium. Some of this misunderstanding is an accident of nature. The race we call Qunari are formidable. Nature has given them fierce horns and strange eyes, and the ignorant look on them and see them as monsters. Some is an accident of language. You among the Qun's people. Gotta say Qun. Trying to say Qun. I stumble. Some is an accident of language. You among the Qun's people speak the common tongue, and fewer speak it well. In a culture that strives for mastery, to have only a passable degree of skill is humiliating indeed, and so they often keep quiet amongst foreigners out of shame. Much of it is a result of the culture itself. Qunari view their whole society as a single creature, a living entity whose health and well-being is the responsibility of all. Each individual is only a tiny part of the whole, a drop of blood in its veins, important not for itself, but for what it is to the whole creature. Because of this, the Qunari most outsiders meet belong to the army, which the Qun regards as if it were the physical body, arms, legs, eyes, and ears, the things a creature needs in order to interact with the world. One cannot get to know a person solely by studying his hand or his foot, and so one cannot truly meet the Qunari until one has visited their cities. That is where their mind and soul dwell. In Saharan and Parvalan, one can truly see the Qunari in their entirety. There, the unification of the Qunari into a single being is most evident. Workers, whom the Qun call the mind, produce everything the Qunari require. The soul, the priesthood, seeks a greater understanding of the self, world, and exhorts the body and the mind to continually strive for perfection. The body serves as the go-between for the mind and the soul. The mind, the soul, and the world, everyone and everything has decided by the Qun, which they work for the good of the whole. It is a life of certainty, of equality, if not individuality. The writings of the Seer of Kontar, 841 Blessed. Hey, Mad Matt. Lurking out there, won't be chatting. I'm glad you stopped in to say hey. And if you're lurking out there, but not able to chat, that's cool. Always. Good to see you, though. They pronounce it Qun, but when it doesn't roll off my tongue. So when I'm reading and I try to say Qun, maybe I could just drill it into my head real quick, but I know that I stumble over it. So when I caught myself trying to just say Qun while reading it, and I did stumble over it, I had to stop and reflect on that and go, that's why I always just say Qun, because I say Qunari, and I don't pronounce that extra bit. But now that I'm hearing it more, well, maybe I should. Some things just take getting used to. It doesn't roll off the tongue. That's really all I meant. But I get self-conscious about reading things. I love reading things in games. And to since I strive to read things well, and I know I can't read everything right, especially languages I don't know, inflections, and fantasy words and names, even if some of them have groundings in various Earth cultures, I am very self-conscious when I know I don't know how to pronounce something. Sometimes I just roll with it. And then later I find out that, I didn't worry about it, but I was completely wrong. I get self-conscious about that too. It is what it is. We move on. Doc. Oh, gotcha. Mike's a good student though, Doc. Mike's a good student. He'll get things done. He comes here to cut loose. But he works hard. I know he does.
We used to have another bartender,
Oh?
So, a human, an elf, and a dwarf walk into a bar.
The human says, "You're lucky you're so short. That hurt like mad."
You could have just stopped me, Blondie.
Why waste a perfectly good setup?
Eric's got nicknames for everyone. Blondie for Anders. Daisy for Meryl. Oh no, Crazy Lace, all good. I was just
So
sharing.
you found me.
Just sharing.
Going to finish Martin off properly this time, are ya? Where's my property, eh?
I like being corrected,
How's
actually,
it feel
even if it's
making a
awkward at
profit
times
off
when I
someone
realize
else's
what's
hard
up.
work?
I'd rather know what's up. Doesn't make it all smooth.
Not speaking from personal experience, but I'm sure it feels great not to have to work to earn your keep.
You bastards. Well, I'm not going down without a fight.
See a scar?
No! I'm not who you think I am, and I'm certainly not here to kill you.
You're not trying to kill me? Huh. Makes sense. If you were, you wouldn't be talking. This could turn out well for both of us. If you're not here to end me, maybe you could help me instead. I need someone to help me find out where the raiders have hidden my stolen cargo. This job's as easy as a peg-legged tavern wench, and there's good coin in it to boot.
It's your cargo. You look for it.
Those raiders are still looking for me. I'm not going to draw their attention.
Are the raiders a big problem around here?
There are always raiders on the seas, just like there are always bandits on the roads. But they've been much more active of late, like vultures, taking advantage of the Blight.
Why would the raiders want your cargo? Is it valuable?
How should I know why they want it? It's just spices and herbs. Nothing special.
Spices and herbs are worth a lot of money.
You have a history with the raiders, don't you?
Yes, I was a raider. Back then it was just smuggling and petty thievery. It's changed since that madman Ianto took power around here. Extortion, murder, kidnapping. He does it all. It's just not to my taste. I tried to get out, but he didn't like that. This scar on my neck, he gave it to me, slit my throat, and threw me overboard. I tried to start a new life away from this bullshit. And he has his men chase me down and steal my cargo.
And you're perfectly innocent of wrongdoing, aren't you?
Involved?
I'll take care of it.
You'll need to look around the docks. The crates bear the seal of the Orlesian Port Authority, so you'll know.
Of course they do. That like custom stamp or ownership? What are we talking?
You're assuming I know what an Orlesian Port Authority seal looks like.
It's fancy, just like everything Orlesian. I've had it with the raiders, and this cargo is the key to me getting on the straight and narrow. You're doing me a huge favor here, friend. Thank you. And be careful.
Music's pretty good. All right, where are we off to? Not the deep roads, not yet. Gallows Courtyard, there we go, Karen. Karen's quest is a good one. Enemies among us. Bring. We're talking to Templars, let's bring mages. Time to bring apostates and watch the Templars not react.
So, Lady Sunshine, what's your first act as a noblewoman going to be?
A noblewoman with no fortune and no title.
Sunshine.
Looking for work, probably.
Practicality is for peasants, milady. You need to do something frivolous to celebrate your birthright.
Such as...
Come up to the Hightown Market and complain bitterly that there's no Orlesian silk that matches your eyes.
But what if something does match my eye? What will I do then?
Insist that they're blatantly copying you and demand royalties. A good noble always has a complaint ready, Sunshine.
Do you know a recruit named Karen? His sister is looking for him.
We cannot speak to you, Messer.
Oh, good. We'll just be leaving then. To go somewhere that isn't the gallows.
To the void with that. Karen and the others are missing.
But our orders...
The Knights aren't doing anything to find them. Maybe it's time to ask for outside help.
I wasn't even certain Karen was missing. Who else is gone?
The first ones disappeared weeks ago. There's been at least half a dozen. Wilmot and Karen were the most recent.
Why must you keep silent about Karen?
You obviously aren't a Templar, Messer.
No. No Templars in this family.
A Knight Lieutenant gives you an order, and you obey, without question. They told us not to breathe a word about Karen and the others.
They must have their reasons.
And that'll be a great comfort if you go missing next.
Hey, Pete. How you doing?
You're already defying orders to talk to me. Might as well share the good stuff.
I hear that Knight Commander Meredith has some new initiation you have to go through. If you're not strong enough or fervent enough in belief, you don't make it out alive.
Her own people? That's horrible.
And you honestly believe that?
Recruits keep going missing.
Wilmot came back.
What?
He did. I saw him this morning.
What else do you know about the initiation?
You hear about some... questionable things that the Order must do these days. The Knight Commander only wants Templars that can do... what must be done.
Andraste alive. She's killing recruits that might question her orders, isn't she?
That's rubbish. She wouldn't do that.
I know Meredith.
If Wilmot came back, he might know more about the other missing recruits.
I bet he would.
Wilmot told me he was going outside Kirkwall. Clear his head, he said.
Why didn't you tell us this?
Knight Captain Cullen ordered it, right before he chased after Wilmot. That wasn't too long ago. If you hurry, you may catch them on the road.
Had a visitor. You're actually doing well. Excellent, Pete. Glad to hear that. A lot of things reused in this game. Yes, indeedy. Wilmot's camp outside Kirkwall. To not Kirkwall we go. What else is in the gallows area while we're here? Oh, turn in the one of 3 items. It was a lot of good. Read dog, eat fur. Wilmot's camp. Look familiar? Okay, maybe this is not an identically reused map, but... Pete always conflicted on who to support throughout the series, or particular here? I can't support Meredith and the Templars in this case. But I...
Andraste be my witness, Wilmot. I will have the
support
truth
Anders
from
either.
you now.
I just get stuck doing it.
Mercy!
Were it that easy?
Don't hit me!
I will know where you're going, and I will know now.
Hello. Excuse me, sir.
I thought Templars only treated mages this badly. Nice to see you're branching out.
It's the Knight Captain. Don't.
This is Templar business, stranger.
You have struck me the last time, you pathetic human. To me!
Maker preserve us.
Hey, Brandon, man. Missed you coming in. What's up? Well, poor Wilmot. Air abomination. Ah, I wasn't watching Bethany close enough. Bethany's in trouble. I mean, she's in real trouble. She'll be back later. Rage Demon, ouch! Rage Demon, ouch!
I knew he was involved in something sinister. But this... is it even possible?
What's up, OG?
Do you think he was possessed?
Normally, we only worry that mages will fall victim to possession. I have heard of blood mages or demons in solid form who could summon others into unwilling hosts. I'd not thought one of our own would be susceptible.
Being one demon.
With what I've bumped into in Kirkwall, nothing surprises me anymore.
I am Knight Captain Cullen. I thank you for your assistance. I've been conducting an investigation of some of our recruits who have gone missing. Wilmot was the first to return. I had hoped to confront him quietly, out of sight.
If you didn't know he was possessed, why draw your sword on a recruit?
He'd only been back a few days when he left again secretly. It set off some warning bells. I meant to scare him into a confession. He had to believe my threats were genuine.
The recruits believed that Meredith was conducting some sort of deadly ritual.
So tasty.
What? That's preposterous. Recruits can be worse than a weaving circle with their rumors. There is a vigil before Templars take their arms, but the gravest danger they face is falling asleep.
My mother was visiting, as many of you know, because I took a week off. She left some things behind, you know, snacks and food. At least one thing by accident, she left these dark chocolate covered pomegranate fruit things. Oh man, they're good. I've got them in the fridge, so they're cold. Just had to get some more.
Do you know what happened to Wilmot while he was gone?
Obviously more than I had anticipated. Wilmot has never been fully convinced of the Order's rules. Mages cannot be our friends. They must always be watched. I thought Wilmot might be meeting with some old friends who'd escaped the Circle.
I've got friends who are mages. Are you saying
Totally not
they
standing
need
with
to
me right
always
now.
be watched as well?
I was at the Circle Tower in Ferelden during the Blight. I saw firsthand how Templars' trust and leniency can be rewarded.
Trust and leniency? Is that what you call it?
I still have nightmares of Uldred's depravities.
I was trying to find another recruit, a friend of Wilmot's. Do you know where Karen is?
He also disappeared. They were last seen together at the Blooming Rose. But I had no luck interrogating the, young ladies there. I doubt they know anything of magic or demons.
I went to the brothel.
I'd be willing to search there.
The Order would truly be in your debt if you helped us with this. No one at the brothel will speak with me for fear I would shut them down for serving our recruits. If you learn what manner of creature did this to Wilmot, please come tell me in the gallows. I will ensure you are rewarded.
Stolen cargo. Going for.
Not my favorite stop. I'll tell you that.
I'm looking for some cargo.
You're in luck. Cargo all around. Take your pick.
A laborer with a smart mouth. You hardly ever see those.
What do you want?
I'm looking for
Unexpected
crates sealed
dialogue.
by the Orlesian Port Authority.
Hawk, don't be a dick. Be snarky without being a dick.
Talk to the Harbour Master. I'll bet he's got information about your cargo. He's in his office.
Hey, if you're done wagging your tongue, can we get those sacks off the docks?
Right, coming.
Pete, are you talking about the end of Bone Pit?
Do you know anything?
Or something else I might not be thinking of?
Shipping manifest.
I think I lost it.
Well, then you can't bring your goods in. Viscount's rules, not mine.
You should take credit for those rules.
Ugh. Adam, deal with this.
Snarky Hawk. It's
I
snarky.
apologize on Liam's behalf. He is a very, very busy man. I'm Adam, the Harbour Master's assistant. I understand you're looking for a Legion cargo. I have seen the crates. I can't remember where. Such a shame.
I can't imagine what you mean.
The clink of gold coin often jogs my memory.
They say your life flashes in front of your eyes before you die.
That was stupid, Hawk.
You're not going to kill me in broad daylight. No one's that stupid.
I don't know. That line was pretty stupid. I think Hawk's pretty stupid right now. And then it just falls back. Man. I like his response. Hawk, that was dumb. Could have threatened him without threatening to slit his throat in the middle of... Anyways. How much does he want? What are we paying him? It makes a big difference whether it's 5 silver, 5 sovereigns, or what.
Is this enough to help you remember?
I don't even know how much it is.
It's coming back to me. The cargo is in Alton Woodrow's warehouse, by the dock. I'm glad we could help each other out.
Have you seen an elf about?
I don't know. Could try to grin him down. I don't know if makeup would help, but... Maybe Crockett tried it on a bear.
Backbone of the city, and all we get is shit.
Not the makeup part.
Make her turn his gaze on you, child.
There's someone coming. Tell... This is private property.
Though to be fair, Fess Parker probably did wear makeup as Davy Crockett. Fire! What?
Who owns this warehouse?
Master Woodrow, I suppose. It's rented storage space.
What are you guarding?
Imported goods.
I should go. You know how this one ends.
Let's see what's behind that door.
No visitors allowed.
The other option had disappeared. It was like a one-off opportunity. Well, I should go. Or time to die.
I must have taken a wrong turn.
Be off with you then.
So, we don't leave. We just... Oh, the invisible wall. Good old invisible wall.
I said this is private property.
And so I missed a good option, and now all we've got is start a fight. If you cry fire and Meryl's around, she blows the ruse. Oh, that kind of fire. Like yelling fire in a theater. Oh, so I was trying to figure it out. It had the little sheriff's badge symbol. And if Meryl's around, she'll, what'd she say? What? Fire? There's no fire. What are we left with? In for a penny, in for a pound.
You're in my way.
We're under attack.
That's enough. Finish it. Done.
That's Parker. His Davy Crockett was one of mine growing up. And I was a little late to it. I just went out the door. I was a little late to the whole game. It was already colored by the time I saw it. Colorized by the time I saw it. See parts of it in black and white.
Trap! That should do it.
In Origins, disarming traps was, I got a good deal of XP from it. I'm glad they kept that. Hello! There's not really a fire, is there?
All set.
Meryl would do that, wouldn't she? I can see it.
Watch your step.
Thank you for the warning. Sample of Martin's cargo.
I wouldn't breathe that in if I were you. Looks like Martin's trading in death.
Great. Did he say death or meth? Same thing. Where the years go. I'm just glad I was introduced to it early so it could be formative because well, it had a lot to offer those formative years.
Only job that will have me. Figures.
The alienage is dirty crap.
Good. Back to the Hanged Man. Never read many of the loading screen tips, and I don't have a lot of time to bring this playthrough, but I've already seen a few loading screen tips. Good stuff there. Things I didn't know. It's not all fluff. Can I get a heal over here? Thank you. Nice having a couple casters. That is a good thing. another heal over here. More. What's the rest of the team doing? All right, battle's a little bit spread out. It is what it is. Ah, I'm going down. Too slow. Too slow. Down goes Hawk. All right, Bethany, it's all you. What do we got? I get all 4. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Conflagration!
Here, miss.
Nice work,
Word
Bethany.
is you're looking for help. And paying well.
I need someone native to the dark places beneath Lowtown. If you claim as much, yes, I will pay.
I am. Let's just step into this alley, and me and my fellows can have a look at the money on offer.
Another sad Lowtown tale in the making. As if we needed another.
Can you save someone so intent on being foolish?
Don't like interruptions. Oh, I put myself in the middle. Love it.
Well, thank you for your timely intervention. I am out of my element.
Oh,
surely you didn't realize that just now.
I had to come here to get the type of person I need. Someone of bloody skill, but also integrity. Perhaps the kind who might leap to someone's defense. I have a charge who needs passage from the city. If you are willing and capable, meet me at my safe house nearby.
I just saved you in an alley, and suddenly we're in business?
You're in Lowtown. What grand scheme could I be interrupting? Varnell!
Why is a Templar guarding her? Is this a setup?
That's
I
putting
hope you
it
will
mildly,
come.
Bethany.
This matter only grows more urgent with time.
Some people. Sure that lady has any fans. The Bloody Butcher. Nice shot. For Temeria. Wrong game.
Messing with us is suicidal.
Good job in there. In fact, get rid of any other groups like that, and I'll be at the Hanged Man with some toys as reward. Courtesy of some interested friends.
I never meet anyone normal.
But normal is so boring. Alright, we're clearing things out. That's good. The Hangman. Wolves, that kind of goes on and on and on. Worst possible way. And back to the brothel at night. Brothel at night. What a good time to go. Finders keepers, let's go to the Hanged Man. Oh, daytime.
Guess what I found? Crates filled with enough poison to assassinate every noble in Orlais, and then some.
I knew I should have told you not to look in the crates. Look, there's nothing shady going on here. I got the stuff from a legitimate supplier, and I'm going to sell it through legitimate channels. It's all legitimate.
It's poison. It kills people.
I just sell it. I'm not responsible for what people do with it. So, where is it?
I refuse to be a part of this. You want it? Get it yourself.
Oh, come on. If I don't get the goods back, I'm ruined.
Maybe you should trade in something else. Like Gollum dolls. I hear there's big demand for those.
Fine, you've ruined me. Happy now.
Martin lost his stolen cargo. Not too much of a knee-jerk reaction. Seemed pretty straightforward. He had no real interest in what was going on. Always a good time to go to the brothel. Are you sure? No, never sure. Never sure. Sometimes an NPC just crosses me the wrong way, and no, it's a game. We get to do things that we might do differently. Who knows what we would do if actually faced with any of these choices. I get pretty stuck in my ways when it's a game I like to play a certain way. We're playing Mass Effect. I get hung up on not doing things the way I've always done things. I can't really say the same about Dragon Age 2. As much as Dragon Age is one of my favorite series, Origins especially, I don't really have investment in the outcome in this game. I like Dragon Age 2. I don't really like the ending. I don't want to talk prematurely about the ending, but man, there's some interesting stuff in this game. Personal stories, lots of lore, places to go, people to see, dragons to kill, and the Templars versus mages. The conflict therein is mostly treated well until the end. I would really be fine just chopping the end of this game off and it not being there. It's Bond's jumping the shark. I mean, anyways, brain scrambled. What are we doing here? It is not break time, but I do want to break before we go into the deep roads. I don't know, are we going to get all this done before the next break? Maybe the deep roads will end up being tomorrow. Tomorrow's an off day. Maybe the deep roads will end up being Thursday. Tomorrow's an off day. Okay, we're gonna go deal with Sister Patrice a little more. No, we're gonna go to the brothel. Far more pleasant than dealing with Sister Patrice.
I am assuming direct control.
Out of place, BioWare voice. Excellent. What's up, Woo? How are you doing, man? Oh, yes. A lot of familiar BioWare voices going up all over the place. Crazy Lace, the theory that Mr. doesn't make sense to do that's actions in the game were a cover for him to make his escape. There's also an indoctrination theory.
Message coming in.
I don't know what to make of that.
Patching it through.
Hey, S7, how are you doing, man? Thank you for the host. Any news on the family front? Any updates?
To be the man, you gotta beat the man.
That is 100% better. Better is what I wanted to hear, man. Thank you. Thank you for bringing us that news, too. Good to see you. Cheers to your dad. 100% better. Yes. Yes. Woo! Sorry, I was a little late. Head's in the wrong place. How you like that? How's that for a delay? Put that delay in your pipe and smoke it. You took it back off the shelf. Didn't take long. That did not take long. Oh, you're kidding. I have to go back and fight those guys on the other side of the map where we can't go into the Blooming Rose. Boo. Boo. Trying to heal over here. I don't know if I was out of range or nope, they had heals. I have not gone into setup tactics properly. Just been letting everyone wing it. It's just mostly worked. Not completely working though. Should have made sure that the auras I invested in were at least available so they could be used. Assassin and Duelist. I can't remember when they opened up, but at level 10, I have to wonder if they didn't open up a few levels ago. Assassin critical damage goes up. Mark of Death. Bloodlust. Point strikes. Assassinate. Yeah, I think so. Regains stamina upon killing an enemy, or the Mark of Death. Enemy DR damage resistance goes down. Oh, KG, now that you got your machine ready to rock, you gotta treat yourself to The Witcher. Gotta treat yourself to The Witcher. Rather than use the injury kits, we should take a trip to Gamlen's house and just get a free heal. Free heal.
Do you need something, honey?
You don't work here, do you? With the customers?
Oh, don't be a dick.
You're no prize yourself, sweetheart. Is there something you want?
A couple of Templar recruits went missing. They were last seen here.
You'll have to be more specific. We do a lot of business with the Templars.
Cares. Templar investigation thinks she cares.
Perhaps a few coins can loosen your lips.
Are you trying to bribe me? You know, not all the girls here are for sale.
It's a bribe.
I'm going to pretend that didn't happen.
Well, that's a shame. Seems simple enough.
We have a lot of missing Templars. If we don't act quickly, we may only find corpses.
Now, no need to get all dramatic on me. Let me look through the books. Wilmot, Karen...
Should have taken the coin.
Here we go. Wilmot came in here a lot. You sure he had time to be a Templar? The both of them last saw Iduna, the exotic wonder from the east.
That's quite the stage name.
It sounds better than the tramp from Darktown. You should hear what some of the others are called.
Is there anything else you can tell me?
Honey, I could write volumes on the things I know. Unless you want Wilmot's favorite position, I think you have what you need. You didn't hear any of this from me. We clear? Quintus, can I have just one drink?
Madam says no. The right of tranquility is the whole problem. If they didn't have that to hold over us, we'd have so many more options.
Right. If we want to fight back, or just engage in intelligent debate, they make sure we can't do it.
They're forcing our hands. There's no way to change things peacefully.
There must be something.
If it's tranquility or death, we have no choice but to make every confrontation a life or death struggle.
I know, but there are good people in the Circle, the Chantry. There has to be a way to reason with them.
Not if they take away your ability to reason.
That's Dragon Age 2 right there. That discussion right there. What it all comes down to, even the stuff we haven't gotten to yet, is what they just said. That little bit of party banter was everything. That was everything. Do you think Anders is right? Is there no other option? Is that it? This or that? Bethany didn't seem so quick to accept that there were no other options.
You must be the exotic wonder of the East. Do you remember entertaining a Templar named Wilmot a few weeks ago? Or Karen?
Wilmot. Wilmot. That doesn't sound familiar.
Do your clients like this charade? It must get dreadfully tiresome.
Whatever do you mean? Questions are boring. Why don't we have some real fun?
Hawk, go easy on this lovely creature.
You should listen to your friend.
We have to ask her about Karen. What's your problem?
Yes, yes. But certainly there's no harm mixing a little business and pleasure.
As charming and relentless as you are, I'm here to investigate.
Answer one of my questions first. Who told you about little old me?
It was Vivica. She showed me her books.
That wasn't so hard, was it? So, Vivica sold me out, did she? That drab, pathetic little sewer rat. She will be dealt with. Just do one more thing for me. Draw your blade and bring it gently across your throat.
Bethany, stop her.
Let go of my sister. How did you... Oh, shit. Spare me, Messere.
You're going to answer all my questions. And if there's even a hint of magic.
Tirani put me here to send biddable Templar recruits to the Sanctuary. Three Spear Alley in the Undercity. I enchanted Wilmot and Karen weeks ago. But after they left these walls, I know not what came of them. Please, let me live. It's not my fault. It was all Tirani's idea.
Tell me about Tirani.
She put me up to this. She said we can recreate the ancient Imperium. That mages can rule again, not serve. She says the Templars cannot hold against us if we stand up and fight.
This base of yours. How many other mages are there? Any other defenses?
People go in and out all the time. Sometimes a handful, sometimes more. There are traps. Magical traps. There's a hidden switch at the front. It turns them off. That's all I know.
The Templars are coming for you. No more of your tricks.
Once again, inconsistent, hot and cold.
Next stop, the Sanctuary. And some answers.
Here's rivalry. Sending anyone to the Templars. Enders will not like that. Surprise! Look, we either kill her or we send her there. Enders might prefer that we just draw her out into the conflict. That was nearly inevitable and kill her, but if she's willing to go... Willing to go. We could have resisted, fought. That would have been the other option we had.
Really ask you to wear a feather boa.
All Asian, darling. You get used to it.
Blood Mages, Darktown Sanctuary. Actually, let's go to Gamlen's real quick. Don't need to use injury kits.
Market's closed. Come back in the morning.
So, what? Are you here to gloat?
Actually, I was trying to
Gamlen's the
check for
idiot
quest,
again.
but sure, we could gloat.
Gamlen's the fool who
Yes,
can't hold his
Gamlen's
money
the
when it's
idiot.
given in a bloody silver
And the
basket.
fool.
I tried, you know? When Leandra left.
I don't believe you.
No one was ever going to live up to her.
Yeah. How'd you lose the money?
I've seen the nobles in this town. Your parents must have had a fortune. Where did it all go?
Well, it's not like I stood at the side of the wharf and hurled it over. I tried to invest it. I got some good tips on
In a
trade
few
in
poker
Kunari
games.
cheeses. And, you know, a man's got needs. I'm not denying I spent more on myself than I should have, but I figured it'd all work out.
They renovated the Blooming Rose thanks to our family inheritance. Put it like that.
What was she like? As a girl?
We're only a year apart. But that was time enough for Leandra to get our parents wrapped firmly around her little finger. They showed her off at every opportunity. The beauty, the scholar, the light of their lives. As far as they were concerned, they should have stopped there.
So, the best way to make Daddy love you was to steal his money?
I changed their filthy sheets and wiped their chins through 2 bouts of the cholera, and the last word Father said was... Leandra. I'm not looking for love, but at least I got the money.
And here I was, just about to like you.
Read this already. Oh, there though. Rune of Impact, physical damage. Grab a couple. We might have some weapon slots we could put them in. Rune of Protection. Do I have any more armor pieces that need rune? Let's bring all the mages right now, and Varric will come back because we'll be going to the Deep Roads soon enough. I keep saying that.
We should go carefully. Who knows what this many blood mages may have summoned to defend themselves.
Trap! That should do it.
Jay Bolton. A good problem to have. Back and forth. Rune of Frost Warding. Death Root. Hail. Favorite human home, later. Crazy Lace, later. The Veil. I detest this notion that the Veil is some manner of invisible curtain that separates the world of the living from the world of the spirits. Whether it be called the Fade or the Beyond is a matter of racial politics I refuse to indulge in at the moment. There is no this side and that side when it comes to the Veil. One cannot think of it as a physical thing, or a barrier, or even a shimmering wall of holy light. Thank you very much for that image, your perfection. Think of the Veil instead as opening one's eyes. Before you opened them, you saw our world as you see it now. Static, solid, unchanging. Now that they are open, you see our world as the spirits see it. Chaotic. Ever-changing, a realm where the imagined and the remembered have as much substance as that which is real. More, in fact. Spirit sees everything as defined by will and memory, and this is why they are so very lost when they cross the Veil. In our world, imagination has no substance. Objects exist independently of how we remember them, or what emotions we associate with them. Mages alone possess the power to change the world with their minds, and perhaps this forms the nature of a demon's attraction to them. Who can say? Regardless, the act of passing through the Veil is much more about changing one's perceptions than a physical transition. The Veil is an idea. It is the act of transition itself. It is only the fact that both living beings and spirits find the transition difficult that gives the Veil any credence as a physical barrier at all. Magic resist 16%. It seems like so little. I feel weird putting points into the magic attribute for a caster when the visible difference is a tiny amount of magic resist. Magic should be such a primary stat that increases the power of their attacks, but the way it's displayed suggests none of that here. Always seems weird. The Vengeance Tree. Anders always had a knack for healing. Rage Mage? Did Rage just come in? What's up, man? Welcome. What's shaking? What's shaking? Alright. When we wrap up in here, I think it will be break time. We might still have more to do before going to the Deep Roads. I don't think we're gonna have enough to push off starting the Deep Roads though. So we're gonna end up starting the Deep Roads tonight and finishing tomorrow. Not the game, but the Deep Road section. We won't be in Act 2 until tomorrow. Part of what I'm seeing at this point. There's enough hit points for me to do anything to besides the default attack right now. By the time I get anywhere near anything, it's just a little tap.
Cool,
tap
everybody.
away from death.
I'm here.
Whoa, Seastar. What's up? Welcome. Seastar's in the States this weekend. Or even longer? Is this just longer? Longer. You're gonna be there for a little bit. Had to stop. Had to check myself. Thursday. Did I say something about tomorrow again? Yeah, tomorrow's an off day and we're going to continue this on Thursday. Did I say tomorrow again? I'm not used to my schedule nowadays. I mean, what's in my head is the old schedule, and what we're going to be doing now is 2 days on, 1 day off. Tomorrow's an off day. Thursday and Friday, we're going to come back to this. I'm going to do a lot of that. Almost 2 weeks. 2 weeks? 2 weeks? I'm glad you popped in. So, how are things tonight? How was the day there? And you got right to work?
I don't like the looks of this. All set.
Everything copacetic there? Oh my. Right. Forget some of what's down here. Is this what I think it is that I hadn't been thinking about? This is where it gets really dark, or am I thinking of something else? I think I'm thinking of later. I hope so. Yes, of course I'm thinking of later.
More vessels for
Act
our
2.
experiments.
Breathe.
Where is Karen?
Perhaps the demons will find one of you suitable.
Always the demon thing. Can't you people say no?
I am not some hopeless waif that ran crying to a demon. I sought them out and embraced them.
Why have you taken the recruits?
Demons can inhabit much more than mages and corpses. With assistance, they can control anyone I ask. Any Templar, any noble, any well-meaning meddler.
You do know I cut a path through your abominations, right?
Good, good. The demons like spirit. If a few more Templars fall to the demons, we can seed chaos in their ranks. How many abominations can they discover amongst their own before it drives the Knight Commander crazy?
Tell me where Karen is.
The experiments need so much fuel, you see. So many living vessels are found wanting. Useless vessels can still feed the compost heap, so it's not a complete waste.
Good to know you're barking mad. That makes things easier.
In days of old, the Tevinter Imperium spanned the known world. Demons were their allies, held in check by power and knowledge. With a wave of a hand, I could do more than a Templar can achieve in a lifetime. Yet they command us. Absurd. We should be ruling them. We should rule you all. Kill the vessels only if you must.
Yeah, there's some quality motivation right there. Drop your shield. Drop your shield. There we go. Oh boy, now. Look, it's the Desire Demon! Where they got completely changed. Last Descent helmet, part of a set.
Is it over?
Rage Mage, I think it served its purpose very well.
Yes.
I enjoyed it.
That's my name. Oh, thank the Maker. I thought he had abandoned me. I don't know what they did to me. There were demons. My head. The cage has opened. Thank Andraste.
Meryl, you know something about this. Is he possessed?
I don't know.
Stick out your tongue.
It's clean. There's no scent of demons in his blood.
You can smell demons in blood, Meryl. Well, if Meryl says you're good to go.
Go ahead and leave, Karen. You've been through enough.
Don't tell the Templars. I don't know what they do to me. Please, I need to go back. Tell them I'm all right. Tell my sister. I must go.
When you talk to Sir Cullen, maybe downplay the blood magic angle. We don't need the Templars cracking down even harder.
What a hole.
Nice scent, Witcher.
I guess
To the gallows. It'll be break time. It's already break time, but let's tie off the loose ends. Oh, at the gallows. No pun intended.
So, is the Keeper your mother?
I left my clan when...
I've got some good
One
news
step
and
too
some
far.
bad news.
What? What is it?
Good news, Karen is safe. Bad news, half of your recruits may have been possessed by demons.
Sweet blood of Andraste.
Demons? Did you say something about the recruits and demons?
I didn't want to tell you, Masha. They were horrible. Those mages see the rest of us as ants to be crushed. They won't stop until they've destroyed the Chantry and the Templars forever.
Templar's fault. Not all mages are like that. Whatever. Yeah, not all mages are like that. Bethany, case in point. You're right. Anders, case in point. What do we do? Whatever, it's done now. Oh, they're trying to remind him.
Tirane was crazy. Magic didn't make her that way.
True. Not every mage gives in to temptation, but none are ever free of it. At any
is
time,
anyone?
any mage could become a monster, from the lowest apprentice to the most seasoned enchanters.
Yes, bigger risk for mages.
Mages cannot be treated like people. They are not like you and me.
Ah,
Surely
get
that's a little
stuffed,
harsh.
Cullen.
Maybe we shouldn't be arguing with the nice Templar. Smile and nod. Smile and nod.
They are weapons. They have the power to light a city on fire in a fit of pique.
I admit that does reduce their bargaining position. But there must be some middle ground.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps mages need better education as to why the Chantry functions as it does. Perhaps they would not go against the will of Andraste herself. I will look into it. For now, Karen, unless it is proven you are free of demons, I must strip you of your commission immediately.
No, you can't really think that. Karen's fine. He's safe.
He deserves mercy. What happened wasn't his fault.
Please, sir. I tried to resist. I never took anything they offered. I need this position or my sister can't eat. I've been training for 5 years.
We conducted tests on Karen. He's not possessed.
Yes.
He can stay in the Order.
My apostates.
I hesitate to ask
ran
what
tests
methods
on
you used that you
your
are so
Templar.
certain.
He's good to go.
Still, you have done much for us by stopping these blood mages. I will heed your request. If he has shown no sign of demonic possession in 10 years' time, Karen will become eligible for full knighthood.
Thank you,
I think
Sirrah.
he's breaking the rules,
Again.
but
without
we're just
a full
making them up
knighthood,
as he goes along.
Karen's pay is so small. I do not know if I can reward you as you deserve.
I will handle that, miss. You have done the Order a great service.
Well, I'll take money from
We
them.
will not
Sure.
forget it.
Lamia, are you off? Sleep well. Sweet dreams. How does the game compare to Origins, quality-wise? Oh, so many things you could say about that. Where to begin? Maybe that can spark a little discussion while I go on break. The game is smaller in scope, both deliberately and incidentally. Rather than being a game about saving the land from a blight and an archdemon, it's about the tale of a city and the conflicts within, and a family and the conflicts within. It's a much more ballsy, personal tale. Good. That's good. I think that was good. It is a much smaller game. The places you have to go are limited in many ways. There are not as many places on the world map. Many of the places you visit, you will be visiting again and again and again. Okay, in Origins too. How many times do you go back to
Message for you,
Denerim?
Commander. Just came in over a
Groovy.
secure channel.
But we are woo! We are woo! 8 months, man! Hey! Good timing too. Thank you. Awesome timing. Buddy, rock and roll. Thank you so much for keeping that going. 8 months. It's no joke anymore, is it? I don't know about all aspects. Hack and Slash and says, in my opinion, it's a shallower game in all aspects compared to Origin. The combat went in a simplified direction that was a lot more... I mean, to say it wasn't redesigned around consoles, I think would be pretending. The combat was redesigned around consoles. And it still works on PC. We still have a skill bar, but the skill trees are simplified. There's an auto attack. Combat is much more action-oriented, and generally that feels good. It's exciting. You'll end up fighting in a lot of the same areas that get reused. Origins is 25 gigs with all the DLC content. This is like 7 or 8 with all the DLC content. I mean, Origins is 3 times bigger. Literally, that much bigger. A much bigger game, content-wise, asset-wise. And a lot of it was used and reused to be able to add more areas to this game. I mean, Kirkwall is a fantastic city. But some of the homes you go to, you'll see them 50 times. And some of the caves you go to, you'll see them 50 times. And on and on. The lore is treated very well. Rage, the lore is treated very well. But I don't really like where the story ends up. It kind of goes off the rails to service a point that I guess they want to make, and that they need a big kerfluffle at the end. And they make one. I just think it's for bullshit reasons, and people get out of character, and others have tried to justify it since. Okay, I'm gonna take a break. Dragon Riders, what's up? Welcome. Last break for me. We've been going 6 hours. I'm gonna break, come back in 10, 12, 15 minutes. One of those. And then we'll do another couple hours and then wrap it up for now. Tomorrow is an off day. I keep saying we'll be continuing this tomorrow after the next chunk here tonight. And when we wrap up, we'll be continuing Thursday. Tomorrow's an off day. I'll see you all in a few minutes. Cheers.